Welcome, dear listeners and galaxy explorers. Do you feel which zodiac jumps out of the glass today?
You see our hands in gloves actually. They didn't fit, but hey, never mind.
Because yes, they fulfill their purpose, being mysterious, tension-building and shiny. Just like the multiverse. And yes, this video is long, but this is a 1 in a million heart and soul project. Jupiter says there will be no other video like that, so don't stress yourself just because of the length. You don't have to listen to this all at once. You're free to go chapter by chapter just at your own pace and time.
And have you felt it?
We usually gather from your names. The nature of you gentlemen, it's plain. What you are, we all too clearly recognize one who's called liar. Rian, Lord of the Flies, well, what are you then?
I am part of that power that which eternally wills evil and eternally works good.
What meaning to these riddling words applies?
I am the spirit ever that denies, and rightly so, since everything created in turn deserves to be annihilated. Better if nothing came to be. So all that you call sin, you see, destruction in short, what you've meant by evil, is my true element.
Okay, peeps, before we go into it, keep in mind that this is a very general collection. Don't be afraid, don't be mad or sad if the astro typology and the following reading do not resonate with you. This collection is meant for you all, so it's totally okay if some of you do not feel the energies of the cards or the words. At least, we are all individuals with an individual set of energies coming from all kinds of sources, but all of them connected, because we are one. I want to ask you to just open the doors of your heart and your mind in order to combine them with your incredible inner light into united, unconditional love. And if it feels right to you, dare to go through that united door.
Always choose love and don't let your fears shade your open doors. Because love is a divine open door shining directly through your heart, ready to accompany you on your own unique path.
Ladies and gents, fasten your seatbelt. Destination, standard information.
Our amiable but criticism-addicted Virgo with her very family-bounded character. Her time starts with the 24th of August and ends on the 23rd of September. Just as many colors summer has, just as uniquely crazy as her personality, but also just as warm. Her gender is female, and with that she has a special sense for extraordinary fashion and matching colors. She's very open-minded when it's about fashion and colors and is one of the first who tries out new things. Her season is summer, and with summer there comes many opportunities, and Virgo has no fears of taking them. Her ground color is green, and her opposite zodiac sign is the creative and imaginative Pisces.
Ladies and gents, are you ready to continue with the destination ruler planet?
Virgo is ruled by her ruler planet Mercury. Mercury stands for versatility and intransigent thoughts. For Virgo, as well as for Gemini, which ruler planet is also Mercury, this has its very clear own effects. Therefore, whereas Gemini tends to always be on multiple tracks, Virgo experiences also an openness for various thoughts, but is more down to earth. Not everyone with the same ruler planet has the same characteristics. There are so many other facts which make every sign of the zodiac an individual. The elements are such. Virgo's element is Earth. Earth stands for realizations and symbolizes constancy, diligence, and stubbornness. With that connection which they have between themselves and the Earth, they have excellent talent in acrobatics. Their moving skills and their ability to learn new things very fast creates for them the opportunity to always try out new things. Athletics, dancing, gymnastics, everything is possible. Their connection with the Earth also makes them aware of all the energies which our planet is sending us. They perceive all the things in a very different but spiritual way. You need an example? Think of Caesar Milan. He trains dogs and is always talking about energy and the connection which you have to build with nature and your environment. That makes our Virgos very unique.
Ladies and gents, next destination, Ascendant.
Until now, we have checked out the basic facts about our Virgo, but even other signs of the zodiac are influenced by Virgo. But how comes that? It's easy to tell. Their ascendant is in Virgo. This means if your zodiac sign is, let us say, Cancer, but your ascendant is Virgo, then you're lucky by earning some of Virgo's features. This means you have a more sensitive feeling for yourself and your environment. To have your ascendant in Virgo does also mean being creative and having the ability to feel the energies of our planet and the universe.
Ladies and gents, we are going to the stars. Next destination, star constellation and numerology ranking.
Virgo's star constellation is 275 light years away from Earth. 1 light year corresponds to 9.46 trillion kilometers. With a little luck, you can see that constellation during spring nights. In the numerology ranking, Virgo occupies number 5, the frivolity.
Ladies and gents, what about the personality? Next destination, personality.
Okay, now ladies and gents, the basic facts are told. Let us go deeper into the matter and see how our Virgo ticks. As already mentioned before, Virgo has a special sense for clothing. She wears classic and plain clothes. However, extravagant as well as colorful clothing styles can also be discovered in her closet. Both variations are natural for the Virgo born. One has to add, they do really know what to combine in such a skillful way that they are even known as trendsetters. So if you need any advice what to wear for a specific occasion, just ask our Virgo. As surprising as her clothing might be, she isn't amused by surprises very much. She needs control, and it makes her feel like losing it when unpredicted things are happening. This is one of her main life tasks, being secure and having the control over everything.
Whereby one must explain here, sorry for my little interruption, explain that the created security and connection with their own rules is often not completely comprehensible for others, which is in fact understandable as not everyone feels the same and perceives their environment as Virgo does. But it is just a thing that Virgos are absolutely convinced of their own rules and their own structures. They literally insist on this. But as you're speaking of energies, sometimes my sweet little Virgo seems like she's not that capable of all the energies which surround her, and then she tends to do dangerously crazy things. And in these moments, I just have to stop her and help her to find back to Earth. I think that is very important for our Virgo. She needs people who do understand her crazy thoughts, or let's say someone who accepts her unique being, someone who also protects her sometimes.
Thanks, dear Scorpio. Your addition was very insightful. You are absolutely right. A little protection and people who do understand the idiosyncrasies of our Virgo can be very valuable.
Ladies and gents, what you are born with. Next destination, natural gift.
Virgos have a natural talent for craftsmanship. There is nothing they can craft or even completely create by themselves. It must be said that creating is even one of their favorite things to do. At the same time, watching themselves create something by their own hands gives them a feeling of satisfaction, filled with pride.
Give him some appreciation, dear listeners. Did you hear what our speaker said? Virgos create beautiful and incomparable things made with love and perfection.
Please, Leo, don't say that.
Quiet, Virgo. It's appreciation time. Our world is being repainted with black and white and some grayish and pleasant colors. Believe me, we need more of you, dear Virgo. More people daring to create new things and new colors. I do imagine that time when we moved into our new apartment, dear Virgo. Do you remember?
Of course I do.
Yes, of course you do. You are the reason why we have the most unique home ever. Believe me, dear listeners, there is no piece of furniture store-bought. All handmade, all unique, all special, all high quality, all made by my fantastic Virgo friend. And believe me, I'm a Leo. If things aren't perfect, I wouldn't let them have a place in my life, and especially not in my apartment.
No, you wouldn't. But that is where we are quite similar. We love perfection and quality. That's why we ended our argument quite quickly. Pardon me? Argument? Yeah, Leo quite already said it. Leo loves new and valuable things. But at first, Leo didn't trust my skills and preferred going to an exclusive furniture store. I didn't like that idea, buying something that someone else does also own in their home. And for a lower price, I could create furniture even as valuable, you know?
But at the end, Virgo convinced me after I saw that beautiful concept of our kitchen Virgo created. And now we have a handmade kitchen in our home. I couldn't be happier or prouder.
Oh, that's a very nice story. Thanks, Leo and Virgo, for sharing that with us. But okay, let us go on.
All right.
Our unique Virgos live after a motto: only if I do it myself, it becomes perfect. Because absolute perfection must always be guaranteed in the life of a Virgo, no matter how difficult the task may be. That's what we have also heard in that kitchen story Virgo and Leo just told us. They are virtually in race with their own ego, so exclusively against themselves. And that does also appear when talking about their pride and self-confidence. On the one hand, they are absolutely proud of themselves when achieving something on their own butt. In the other hand, there is always that tiny voice inside their head which is not as self-confident as Virgo seems to be sometimes. Sometimes Virgo is questioning herself and is also unsure, but Virgo knows about her qualities, and so she will never stop trying out new things.
Ladies and gents, let's talk about your inner circle. Destination, family.
On the other hand, they also like to help, are very supportive, and are literally family people. They were born to keep families together permanently. It's their life's work. They always have the urge to fix broken things. That is not just about the material things we just talked about a minute ago. No, it's about broken families, disagreements, and quarrels. These things are a horror for Virgo. They simply can't stand it and want to arbitrate at all costs. But attention please, at this point it can also be very exhausting with our Virgo. Although their intentions are good, they tend to be persistent in their attitudes. They want to help and will help, yes they will, but sorry dear listeners, because that will just happen under their very own conditions. Here they can be downright callous and uncompromising. So, they do not accept other opinions and are quickly offended if you tell them your honest opinion right to their face. It does not matter if that specific opinion was actually well meant, even the gentle tone will not change anything. Suggestions for improvement, interference, or influence on their way of emergence are not welcome here. Better keep it for yourself. When receiving criticism, they are just hurt and then unfortunately stuck in their sulky world. Here they are really addicted to rebuke and are able to complain like the world champions. They also tend to bring exaggerated and baseless arguments that simply make no sense in the eyes of others. That's why it's useless to discuss or even clarify anything with the Virgo at this moment. At that moment, she is introverted and convinced of herself in such a way that she will twist everything in her thoughts that you will be portrayed as an idiot afterwards. Because they are not allowed to be criticized by anyone, and if they want something to be done, then you have to do it exactly the way Virgo wishes, especially when they are offended anyway. Unfortunately, they are quite self-righteous in such situations, which, as you might have noticed by now, is the negative side of Virgo. However, on the other hand, she shines with modesty and can always enjoy the least means. Here's a tip. In moments of sulkiness and despair, first of all, do not try to approach Virgo and don't try to start a forced conversation. At this moment, nothing will really help because Virgo completely shuts down and gets downright petulant when she is offended and feels hurt. One really has to accept that our Virgo is a sensitive and emotional being, so just leave her alone with herself for a while. At some point when she has calmed down and her spirit and soul have found each other again, she will talk. Most of the time, after her process of easing, she doesn't need to talk anymore. Somehow, it's settled then. As sensitive and sulky they can be sometimes, one must always remember that their nature is about fixing things and keeping things in peace.
Ladies and gents, how do you spend your me time? Destination, vacation.
As far as vacations are concerned, you can also expect coziness. Coziness in all its calming forms. Planned into tiniest detailed strips are not their thing. They need complete independence, although you can exactly say that they tend to be spontaneous. At least they need security. Security which allows them to decide what to do next, depending on their inner mood and desire. They keep this security by proceeding in stages, slowly and secured. After all, they are afraid that security could slip out of their hands. Long story short, in vacation times, Virgos can be found in thermal spas and even on farms, since they love animals and nature in all its forms and beings and love living with animals. It is not only easy for them to take some chill time on farms and remote places, but also pure relaxation. Would you like to have an example? Here is one. Think of Cesar Millan again. He is a real flagship when talking about Virgos. Cesar is a dog trainer, or human trainer. You can literally see that from both perspectives. And Cesar lives with an incredible number of animals. And the conditions in which he lives with them is about pure freedom and positive energy. Speaking of energies, Virgos are extremely spiritual beings. They can literally feel the auras of not only people but also animals. They feel and inhale the energies and use them as a gift with which they adjust their own behavior. With a Virgo, you can take every topic related to spirituality into pieces. That is really their topic. One interesting side fact here, there is another sign of the zodiac which is open to any multidimensional topics related to fantastic and spiritual issues. Right, our imaginative Pisces. Virgo and Pisces are two signs of the zodiac who could talk for hours about such topics, while others would just stare at them with confused amazement, because they probably wouldn't understand a word.
Ladies and gents, something for your soul, destination, food, and dance.
When talking about food, they are very good cooks and are passionate about cooking for their loved ones. Here too, there is nothing they can't cook. Everything is possible. Because creating things on their own doesn't exclude unique and absolute tasty dishes. In terms of food, their motto is, do the magic yourself, and it will always taste good. Although they themselves do not like surprises, they love to surprise others. Especially their family and closest and dearest friends. This also applies to sweets. They love sweets and just cannot resist, and therefore usually have some more weight on their hips. They, however, fit their type, and that's nothing bad at all. Anyways, they know best how to play with their own hips and curves and are able to show them skillfully in their well-chosen clothes. So, they certainly won't miss a delicious bee sting cake, and certainly not in the company of the family. The little pounds Virgo gains because of sweets she cannot resist aren't worth mentioning, because they passionately love to move. In school sports, aerobics is her thing, so it's not surprising that Virgo is attracted to rock and roll. This dance is just made for our agile, coordinated and nimble Virgo. Here she can literally live out her energy and drives, and who's surprised, she's also very skillfully at it. Here she steals the show from everyone else. Also, here it's again about the keyword safety. The male Virgo will surely throw you around with his aerobic rock and roll arts as if it was the easiest thing in the world. With him, you'll never be afraid that anything might happen. With him, you'll always feel safe and be able to enjoy your fun to the fullest. The female Virgo will try every form of acrobatics and participate in everything. And again, nothing is impossible here and everything will be tried out. When it comes to dance, Virgo can score points not only with rock and roll. There is of course a lot more our Virgo is passionate about and skillfully in. She knows every kind of dance and has her body under her absolute control with a portion of elegance and agility. You will be able to dance with Virgo in a dance cafe a variety of dances like waltz, cha-cha, but disco fox as well. Jive, breakdance, street dance or oriental dances will not be left out when dancing with such a talent. As far as dancing is concerned, with Virgo you are practically all-rounded. You will shine with her on every dance floor and draw jealous glances at you.
Let me interrupt you for a second.
Yeah, that's alright.
Now we have talked a lot about free time, hobbies, as well as things in which I am good at. But what about my career? Can we also go into this topic?
Of course, dear Virgo. Please don't be worried. We are switching right into the next destination. See there? Do you like to announce the next destination, Virgo?
Yes, of course. I'd like to.
Ladies and gents, what do you do for your living? Destination, career.
Let us switch, as discussed, from the many free time topics to the career of Virgo. That's quite interesting because you'll find Virgo in the most diverse professions, until she can finally commit to something at an advanced age. This is not so easy for her because she's somehow always looking for herself and what suits her or could fit. Thus, short-term occupations as a parcel carrier, nurse, car mechanic, salesman, or even lawyer and therapist are not uncommon at all. She tries out a lot and cannot stay anywhere for too long. The alleged vulnerability and the tendency to be quickly offended, unfortunately, also makes working together with colleagues not that easy. But it's not just about that, let's call it, a relational issue. It's also about the many things Virgo is interested in. Virgo likes to try things out, especially in her younger years, and is not shy about trying new paths of life in order to achieve something new and special. There is just the inner call that there could be something out there that is meant for her. And this inner call just does not give her any rest. By the way, this is also the case in love life. She tries out a lot before she commits herself, and this could also be related to that security topic we had before. Just when she feels absolutely secure, she will make things permanent. In younger years, you will therefore see a very enterprising young Virgo who tries out everything without letting herself be nailed down and also spends her money to the full. But she will not also let herself be nailed down, neither in her professional life nor in her partnership. Spending her money to the full sounds a bit contradictory because, as we know, she is concerned about security a lot. In her younger years, she often leaves her safe comfort zone out of her own insecurity and therefore regularly finds herself in the most absurd and also dangerous situations. Let me give you an example. Some minutes ago, we have learned that Virgo is absolutely loyal and helps people a lot. And as reckless they are in their younger years, they tend to help their loved ones, even if they harm themselves right away. Like that, they would not shy away about taking out a credit for someone else. Because of their own huge willingness to help, they are often being exploited. And these are some of the dangerous situations in which they find themselves sometimes. Yes, Virgo has the unfortunate talent of shocking people with her behavior regularly. In a more mature age, however, you'll find her more as a sedentary, independent and self-determining Virgo in her own business who has found her vocation, paid off the debts and put aside a certain amount of money for bad days. So, she has created her own security again and by herself.
Ladies and gents, is your heart talking to you? Destination love.
Of course, there's also a lot to tell about love. As mentioned before, she tries a lot, and because of that, she suffers a lot of heartache. Her mistake is that she tries to drown her heartache with another partner, so to speak, and this is literally a circle which can, in fact, repeat itself over and over. You can imagine that this can only go wrong in the end. This is also why relationships don't last too long. Also, the constant danger of injury does not make it easy for the partners. Many people do not understand the idiosyncrasies of Virgo, and so they feel exhausted and say goodbye to a Virgo, who in turn tries to drown the heartache again with the next partner. Thus, it is an endless cycle that lasts quite a while in the life of Virgo. Virgo has to find herself and find out what is good or bad for her and learn to say no, or to stop herself. But this again is similar to the career topic we had just some minutes ago. Virgo tries out the new until she feels safe, understood, and arrived. But when she has settled down, then she is absolutely faithful and loving to her partner, children, family, and friends. The more loved ones, the better. Virgo loves to spend time with her loved ones, whether cozy at home or in the cafe. Among all zodiac signs, Virgo is one of the greatest family zodiac signs. Always responsible, concerned about security, absolutely faithful, almost devoted, workaholic, and a little crazy. But who's not? However, if you do not want to get rid of a Virgo involuntarily
Or accidentally,
then you should not... Virgo, tell us, what should you better not do?
let me think for a second. First of all, you should not crack perverted jokes in public and display other impossible behavior. I can't stand that at all. especially since I do everything for justice for myself and my family to ensure safety. I will not accept if someone or anyone speaks badly about my closest ones or is about to harm them. Then I will unconditionally slam the door between you and me.
Okay, dear listeners, that was a clear statement. But to be honest, I do understand that you'll separate the paths with someone if that person harms your dearest and closest one. Who wouldn't understand that? Okay, but who can with whom? There are many signs of the zodiac out there, and not everyone feels good in the presence of the other. Let me give you a positive example regarding Virgo. Between Capricorn and Virgo, security reigns supreme. For both of them, family and its security are paramount. They will do anything to protect their family and keep them together. Capricorn grounds Virgo and ensures that she doesn't always take off into her self-harming spaces, which can only be good for her, especially since she's always looking for consistency and down-to-earthness. Libra, another positive zodiac for Virgo, brings a good portion of passion and humor into play, but family life is also immensely important to both of them. Libra can save Virgo from her regularly slips by catching her, but it must be said that Virgo has to be careful here. With all passion and understanding, Libra has no desire to sweep up Virgo's mistakes for a lifetime. So, with Libra, Virgo must learn to control herself. From Pisces, Virgo will be fascinated at first. This can go well, too. Of course, why not? Everyone is still an individual, and there are plenty of other factors besides the zodiac which can create the foundation of a relationship. But when looking at Virgo and Pisces, we can say in general that with Pisces, Virgo can dive into other worlds and live out fantasies without being blamed as crazy. Also, hidden fantasies can be discovered by Virgo. But here too, Virgo has to be a little careful with her movie-like scenes. Otherwise, Pisces will slip out of her fingers. The freedom-loving Aries, Leo, and Cancer will captivate Virgo. After all, they have a natural attraction and aura, but in the end, the differences are simply far too great, especially since an Aries or Leo will not be told anything at all and are not at all into playing games. They need their freedom. On the other hand, Virgo wants her security. Here, explosions are pre-programmed.
Ladies and gents, a treasure trove full of crazy, good, and kind people. Destination: friendship.
In matters of friendship, however, Virgo appreciates Leo and Scorpio for their straightforwardness and radiating security. Aquarius is unconventional and grants Virgo freedom. But again, with all of them, there will be peace as long as Virgo does not get absurd flights of fancy. As friends, they will not keep quiet and will openly announce their opinion. Virgo must be able to deal with this.
Señoras y señores, el destino último de celebridades.
¡Ay! And finally, we have some famous Virgos for you. These are Tim Burton, Hans Zimmer, Sophia Loren, Stephen King, Goethe, Freddie Mercury, Tom Hardy, Salma Hayek, Cesar Millan, Adam Sandler, Melissa McCarthy, Tom Felton, Zendaya, Keanu Reeves, Caligula, Michelle Williams, Romy Schneider, Amy Winehouse, David Garrett, Pink, Andrea Bocelli, Cameron Diaz, Antonius Pius, Agatha Christie, Greta Garbo, Lance Armstrong, Bill Murray, Carl Bosch, Prince or not so Prince anymore, Harry, Colin Firth, Rupert Grint, Richard Gere, Sean Connery, and Michael Jackson.
before we move forward, I want to ask you to set the intention to connect to the cards with your open heart, your intuition, and your beautiful inner light. Now put your attention fully to the brightness of your unique light, doesn't matter which color it has, and bring your wonderful light right into your open heart so that you're able to feel the sensation of unconditional love.
First of all, the cards had literally some kind of movements. For me, it was as if they danced. Okay, in the past, it seems as if you were in primary school, so to say. First, you probably have learned all kinds of lessons about communication and communication technology on a pure factual basis and to transport them intellectually. So I'm not just talking about primary school metaphorically, but also literally, because even the knowledge you gained there is also as important. By learning all the factual skills, you maybe also had to learn that you have to put your mind and any familiar beliefs aside in order for you to make research from a clear point of view. And now we are leaving primary school as we now fly from the third house to Gemini, who is, so to say, the master of communication. Hermes, the god of traders, thieves, and travelers, influences our Gemini immensely. With his curiosity and strong communication, as well as trading skills. Do not underestimate any learned skills from primary school, because these you can now utilize and make your communication skills even stronger with the help of Hermes and Mercury. It can now happen that the speed and depth of your communication exceed everything you have known before. But please be careful with Hermes and keep in mind that he is also the divine trickster. So he is able to overwhelm not only others, but especially yourself. Gemini-born peeps know that dilemma very well, because dealing with that is their never-ending life task. So Hermes can lead you to be overly tough, demanding, and yes, paranoid too. The combination of Gemini and the Sun can be very challenging, because the energies from the Sun can push you more straightforward into any kind of trouble if you are not careful enough. The Sun can lead you to falsely believe that you are the middle of everything, and so it can push you to an uncontrollable and narcissistic ego drive. But don't worry, at the same time, the Sun energies will hopefully help you to clean up and find your path and source energy in a wise, warm-hearted, spirited, gentle, and honest way. And with that, you will probably have the great chance to spread and share the warmth of the Sun energies with everyone and also yourself. See? The warmth can help you to ground and relax. Of course, you are already kind of familiar with the energies of Mercury and Hermes, but with the air sign Gemini and the Sun itself, it can be a real life challenge for you when looking at the fact that you are an earth sign, which is already always in need of safety and security. So the Starseed card really completes the big picture perfectly, Because despite of the long-term learning process you were and are maybe still in, the Starseed card calls you to relax. Because you have both physical and spiritual protectors as well as supporters, they remind and ask you to just open your heart, be receptive, and to trust them. Isn't it beautiful to know that you are protected, dear Virgo?
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But the kid is not my son.
So, we hope we could give you not just a marathon, but also an overall collective and detailed insight into the many worlds of our today's zodiac. And we're glad that you were with us until the very, very end. And the fact that you took your time to connect and to be with us on this whole journey today really means a lot to us.
And naturally, you are very welcome to leave your thoughts and intuitions, or if you like, even your emotions in the comment section. This all, and to see where you are all coming from, is for us very fascinating to know. Where are my Astro Soul peeps?
And do not forget, if life gives you lemons,
Be creative, do something good for your heart, your soul, and your body. Be your own alchemist.
and make a lemon cheesecake!
You said it.